Hello everyone, my name is Siti Rahmandayani and today I will present my analysis of a journal article titled Investigating Indonesian Language Varieties in Social Media Interaction, Implication to Teaching Practice. So this article was written by Hari Bakti Mardikantoro and his colleague from Universitas Negeri Semarang. It was published in 2023 and in the Indonesian Journal of Applied Linguistics, which is a Scopus Index journal with Sinta 1 accreditation. So now I will explain the background of this research. Indonesia is a multilingual country with hundreds of regional language. This creates diverse language variation in society. People from different regions speak differently, and this is reflected in their language use. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, social media use increased significantly. More people use platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to communicate. Because of this, the language used on social media became very different from formal or standard Indonesian. People start using more informal language and slang. Understanding this language variation is important for several reasons. The first one, this variation can influence how people communicate in formal situations, and the second one, they have important implications for language teaching in school. Teachers need to understand how their students use language online so they can teach effectively. Now, let me explain the research objective. The researchers had two main goals. The first one, they want to investigate the tendency of language variety used in speech even on social media. Second, they want to identify the characteristic of language variety in speech even on social media. The researchers also formulate two research questions. First one, what is the tendency of language variety used in speech even on social media? And the second one, what are the characteristics of language variety in speech even on social media? For these researchers, the researchers use sociolinguistics as the main theory. Sociolinguistics is the study of relationship between language and society. It examines how social factors like age, education, culture, and region influence language use and variation. So the researchers refer to several key theories. The first one is Hudson, who wrote about sociolinguistics and language variation. The second one is Fasold, who studied social factor in language. The third one is Wijana, who focused on Indonesian sociolinguistics, and the fourth one is Mardikantoro, who view language as product of society. Now let me explain some key concepts used in this study. The first concept is language variation. This means difference in language use influenced by social, cultural, and situational factor. The second concept is speech event. This means communication acts that occur in social context. The third concept is the code switching. This means switching between language or language variety in a conversation. And the fourth one, the concept is a code mixing. This means mixing two or more language in one sentence. The fifth concept is a dialect. This means regional or social variation in language, including differences in vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. Now let me explain the research methodology. The researchers use a mixed methods design. This means they combine both quantitative and qualitative approaches. They use number and percentages but also analyze the language used in details. For data collection, they use two methods. The first one is a questionnaire. They use Google Form and collected responses from 371 participants. The questionnaire was validated by experts before it was distributed. The second method was observation. They used listening method, which included uninvolved observation, recording, and note-taking. The data source were for social media platform, which is WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The data was collected over a period of 2 weeks, from July 24 to August 4, 2021. For data analysis, the researchers used two techniques. The first one used content analysis to find a form and percentages. The second one, they used Miles and Habermas model, which included data reduction, data presentation, and conclusion or verification. The participants were 371 social media users. They were selected based on their criteria, their familiarity with social media, how often they use it, and their purpose for using it. Now, let me explain the key finding of this research. According to the data, most participants, 56.2% use two languages, only 16.5% use one language, 23.5% use three language, and 3.8% use more than three language. This clearly shows that most Indonesians are bilingual or multilingual. The second finding is about language use in social media. Indonesian language is the most common at 45.6%. The local language is only 3.5%. The second most common is a mix of Indonesian and local language at 42%. There is also a mixing of Indonesian and foreign language at 8.9%. They show that code mixing and code switching are very common on social media. The third finding is about language variety used on social media. Non-standard Indonesian is the most dominant at 48.2%. This is much higher than standard Indonesian, which only 10.6%. Slang Indonesian is 2.4%, and the local language in Ngoko variety are 3.5%. Code mixing and switching make up 32.5%. The key finding is that non-standard Indonesian is the most used variety on social media for exceeding standard Indonesian. The next is about characteristic of language in social media. The researchers identified four main characteristics. The first one, the characteristic is informal language. This means the language does not follow the formal grammar rules. People use words that are not standard. Example include kaya instead of seperti, maaf instead of maaf, and gak instead of tidak. The second characteristic is a daily conversation language. This means language is a casual and spoken style like how people talk in daily life. For example, in the Banyumas dialect, people say nek ditakoni mbo jone gabrek kepriwe. This is a very different from formal Indonesian. And the third one is a natural context. This means the context is intentionally created to attract attention. For example, someone might post photo of food with the status that doesn't really match the photo. This is done just to get likes or comment. And the fourth one is abbreviated or shortened writing. This is very common on social media. People shorten words for practically and speed. For example, BLG means bilang, CM means cuma, and TDK means tidak. Now let me discuss some weakness in methodology of this study. This is my critical evaluation. The first one, there is a pandemic bias. The data was collected during COVID-19 pandemic, and during this time, people were using social media much more than usual because they were staying at home. This may not represent normal social media use pattern. The finding might be different if the data was collected during normal times. Second, there is a platform limitation. They only examined for platform which is WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It excluded TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms that are now very popular, especially among young people. This means the study might not capture all the language variation that exists on other platforms. The third one, there is a temporal constraint. The data was collected over 2 weeks. This provides a short-term snapshot rather than a long-term view of language use. Language use can change over time, and longer study will provide more accurate results. The fourth, there is online focus. The study relies solely on online data. It does not verify whether the language variation observed online translate into real-world offline speech habit. We don't know if people actually speak the way they write on social media. The fifth one, there is a research gap. There is no physical fieldwork to cross-check the subject, real-world speech habits. This means we cannot confirm if the findings are consistent with how people speak in daily life. Now, let me discuss how this study can be applied in Indonesian context. First, for cyber sociolinguistic Indonesia, the framework of Mardi Kantoro and his college can be adapted to study Indonesian youth digital behavior across various platforms and regions. The second one, for Gen Z linguistic marker. Future research can investigate how Indonesian Gen Z on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter use regional markers to negotiate social identity. For example, how young people use Javanese slang markers like pre or Sundanese humor meme templates. The researchers also study how modern English and Indonesian code mixing like bahasa anak Jaksel is used to show identity. The third one, for teaching implication, teachers can use social media language as a teaching research. This can help students understand when to use formal versus informal language in different contexts. Teachers can also help students become more aware of their language choices and how they affect communication. This is important because students need to learn and how to switch between formal and informal language appropriately. And to conclude, let me summarize the main finding of this study. First, non-standard Indonesia is the most used language on social media at 48.2%. This is much higher than standard Indonesia at only 10.6%. This shows that people prefer using informal language online. The second, most people use two language with 56.2% being bilingual. This confirms that Indonesian society is highly multilingual. Third, code mixing and code switching are very common at 32.5%. People freely mix Indonesian with local or foreign language. The fourth one, social media language has four main characteristics. It is informal, use daily conversation language, often has a natural context, and use abbreviated writing. And the fifth one, this finding have important implication for teachers. Teachers need to help the student understand when to use formal and informal language in different contexts. Understanding language variation is important for both social communication and language education. Finally, this study contributes to our understanding of how language is used in digital space in Indonesia. It shows that social media is not just a place for communication, but also a space where language evolve and change. This is important for anyone interested in social linguistic and language education. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.